إن الحمد لله نحمده حمدا كثيرا طيبا كما يستحق كل محامد. هو الذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى ودين الحق وبلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة جاهد في الله حق جهاده وترك الأمة على البيضاء ليلها كنهارها ولا يزيغ عنها إلا هالك. صلى الله على نبينا وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد. We will continue with the book Durus al-Muhimma. We are talking about the Arkanul Iman, the pillar of Iman, and today inshallah we'll discuss al-Imanu bi kutubihi. طيب, believe in the books of Allah Azza wa Jal. طيب, the books of Allah Azza wa Jal, which have been revealed to messengers, we have to believe them, and it's part of our Iman. Now, when it comes to believing the books, we have the pillars. Allah says in the Quran, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا بِاللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ وَالْكِتَابِ الَّذِي نَزَّلَ عَلَى رَسُولِهِ وَالْكِتَابِ الَّذِي أَنزَلَ مِن قَبْلِ وَمَن يَكْفُرْ بِاللَّهِ وَمَلَائِكَتِهِ وَكُتُبِهِ وَرُسُلِهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ فَقَدْ ضَلَّ ضَلَالًا بَعِيدًا. Allah said, all those who believe. Allah Azza wa Jal here addressing the believers, not anyone, believers. And Abdul ibn Masud radiallahu anhu said that when you hear Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu, Allah is addressing the believers, He give heed to it, listen to it, because whatever Allah mentioned after that could be command for you to do something, believe something, or abandon something. Sometimes Allah says, Ya alladhina amanu attaqullah, Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu aminu billahi. So Allah commands you to do things after He addressed the believers. So we have to give heed to that, pay attention to that. All those who believe in Allah and His Messenger and the books which was revealed upon His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the book which was revealed before. So their books are revealed before as well. وَمَن يَكْفُرْ بِاللَّهِ, whoever disbelieves in Allah and His angels and His books and His messengers and the last day, فَقَدْ ضَلَّ ضَلَالًا بَعِيدًا, then surely he has gone far astray. So this ayah talks about believing the books, and believing the books and the prophets and the angels. So this ayah talks about the pillars of al-Iman. طيب, when it comes to believing the books, there are pillars. The first is that we have to believe the names. The name. So first of all, the names al-Quran. Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned the Quran, the names of al-Quran. Al-Quran has many names. Noor, Kitab, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَاب, Al-Furqan. Okay? Allah gives a different name for the Quran. طيب? So we have to believe the names. Al-Quran, Al-Injil, Al-Tawrah, Al-Zabur, Al-Suhuf. Okay? These are the name of the books that we have to believe them. Like in the Quran, Allah said, He mentioned in the Quran, ذَلِكَ مَثَلُهُمْ فِي التَّوْرَاةِ وَمَثَلُهُمْ فِي الْإِنْجِيلِ. And that likeness of them in Torah is likeness of them in Al-Injil. So you have the word Injil, Al-Tawrah, Al-Zabur, Al-Suhuf, Suhuf Musa, Suhuf Ibrahim wa Musa, that the Suhuf was sent to Musa and Ibrahim. So we have these names which are mentioned in the Quran. Okay, we have to believe the names. Actually, the Quran comes in different names. Allah mentioned Quran, Huda, Noor, Furqan, Al-Kitab, the word Al-Quran, He mentioned also in the Quran. So first we have to believe these names. Okay. Secondly, we have to believe the revealed book. These books are revealed. Okay. Quran, Injil, Al-Tawrah, Al-Zabur, Suhuf. It is revealed from Allah Azza wa Jal. So when we say it's revealed, it means the word of Allah. So Quran is the word of Allah, and the other books, the word of Allah once upon a time. At-Tawrah, Al-Injil, Al-Zabur, the word of Allah Azza wa Jal once upon a time. But what happened is that these books have been distorted because Allah did not protect these books, because Allah knows He's going to send another messenger with Quran, and Quran will be protected until Yawm al-Qiyamah. Those are the books mansukha, abrogated by the Quran. An example I can give you, Umar radiallahu anhu walking with at-Tawrah, okay? And Prophet ﷺ saw that Umar is walking with at-Tawrah, the book of Musa alayhi salam. And the Prophet said, "Ya Umar, if Musa was alive now, you'll have no choice but to follow me." So we don't follow Torah, we don't follow Injil, we follow Quran. The Quran abrogates the other books. So yes, they are revealed. We have to believe these books were revealed, they're a revealed book. Secondly, we believe the word of Allah, the word of Allah Azza wa Jal. These books are word of Allah, and because Allah revealed them. At-Tawrah, Allah revealed to Musa alayhi salam, and we know Allah spoke to Musa directly, and all other books. And finally, the pillars of books is that they are revealed to be followed. Okay, to be followed. So Quran, Allah revealed the Quran to be followed, and the Prophet ﷺ, he practically showed the Quran through his Sunnah. So these are the four pillars of believing in the book. Right? The next one is Iman bil Rusul al-Kiram, to believe the noble messengers. Now, first of all, when it comes to believing messengers, again we have pillars. First of all, what is the difference between al-Rasul and al-Nabi? Are they same, or one has higher status than the others? طيب, al-Rasul is Allah has differentiated between Rasul and Nabi in the Quran. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَا مِنْ قَبْلِكَ مِنْ رَسُولٍ وَلَا نَبِيٍّ. We haven't sent before you messengers or Nabi. So the waw here is mughayara. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَا مِنْ قَبْلِكَ مِنْ رَسُولٍ وَلَا نَبِيٍّ. So shows that the difference between Rasul and a Nabi. Allah separated between Rasul and a Nabi. Now the three aqwal, three statements regarding the difference between Rasul and Nabi. The first is that they say Rasul and Nabi has no difference. That's very far away. That opinion is accepted. Secondly, they say a Rasul is the one who revealed with the new law and commanded to convey the message, and the Nabi is also they were given book, but they were not ordered to convey the message as well. Okay, so this is another weak one. The most common one is that authentic is that a Rasul is the one who comes with a new wahi, new revelation, new book, and they're commanded to teach the people. And Nabi doesn't come with the new book, same book he teaches, but Allah commanded him to teach, convey, tabligh, convey the message. So these are the three different types, three different opinions regarding the difference between Rasul and Nabi. Now, in the hadith of Abu Dharr radiallahu anhu, when he asked Prophet, Ya Rasulullah, how many prophets, how many messengers were sent? Prophet said 124,000 prophets were sent, and 315 messengers were among them. Now, if you remember Wasati, we covered this, and this hadith is weak. All the hadith that took to a number of prophets were sent, and the Rasul, they're all weak hadith. They're nothing authentic. Ibn al-Jawzi says it's mawdu'. Ibn Kathir makes it da'if. Under this ayah, minhum ومنهم من قصصنا عليك ومنهم لم نقصص عليك. Okay, among the prophets we have conveyed to you, among the prophets we never told you, never conveyed to you. Allah says in the Quran, وَرُسُلًا قَدْ قَصَصْنَا عَلَيْكَ مِنْ قَبْلِ وَرُسُلًا لَمْ نَقْصُصْ عَلَيْكَ. And the messengers we told you before, and the message we never told you about. Okay, so there are messengers Allah sent, we don't know their names. But their messengers who Allah sent, we know them through the Quran and the Sunnah. So the number of prophets was sent, these, which Hadith Abu Dharr radiallahu anhu, all of the hadiths are weak. They're all weak. And there's something da'if jiddan, very weak, Ibn Kathir. So Shu'aib al-Nawt makes it da'if, Ibn Kathir, Ibn Jawzi, and others. So for the third benefit is that hadith that talks about a number of prophets was sent, they're all weak hadiths. The few hadiths are there, but they're all weak. None of them are authentic. But what we know, Allah said, did send prophet and Nabi to the people. Tayyib. So now when it comes to believing messengers, we have to believe all the prophets and all the messengers. And if you disbelieve in one messenger, you disbelieve in all the messengers. That's why in the Quran Allah said the people of Ad and Thamud disbelieve in the messengers. I forgot the ayah. The ayah says that the people of Thamud and Ad, they disbelieve in the messengers, but Allah sent one messenger to them. So when you disbelieve one, you disbelieve all the messengers. Tayyib. So you have to believe all the prophets. The first and foremost, when it comes to pillars, arkanu bil rusul, arkanu imanu bil rusul, the first is that we have to believe their names. These prophets, Allah talks about them in the Quran. Like in the Quran, Allah said, وَإِذْ أَخَذْنَا مِن نَبِيِّينَ مِيثَاقَهُمْ وَمِنْكَ وَمِن نُوحٍ وَإِبْرَاهِيمَ وَمُوسَى وَعِيسَى بْنَ مَرْيَمَ وَأَخَذْنَا مِنْهُمْ مِيثَاقًا غَلِيظًا. طيب, that surely we have taken from the prophets the covenant, and we have taken from you, Muhammad, Nuh, Ibrahim, Musa, Isa ibn Maryam. Okay, we have taken agreement with them, يعني, to worship Allah Azza wa Jal. That's the agreement. And we have taken very strict agreement from the others. So here Allah talks about different prophets, but you know these the prophet that Allah mentioned, Nuh, Muhammad, Nuh, Ibrahim, Musa, Isa, these are major prophets of Allah Azza wa Jal, ulul azm min ar-rusul. So Allah talks about there are many other verses that Allah talks about Ismail, Harun, Yaqub, Ayub, Sulaiman. Allah talks about them by name. They're all salihun. Allah talks about them in the Quran. And so we have to believe these names, Aqidah. We have to believe their names. Tayyib. Secondly, we have to believe these prophets were sent by Allah. So they are not just came and just claiming to the people, I'm prophet, I'm prophet. La. Allah Azza wa Jal has sent these prophets, and Allah Azza wa Jal has gave them, sent them with a book. Okay? So these are prophets from Allah Azza wa Jal. Thirdly, the third pillar of believing the messenger, prophets, the messenger, is to obey them. Is to obey those prophets whom are sent to the people. So every people was sent a messenger to them, a prophet to them. And the fourth, so these are the pillars of believing the prophets. Okay, ikhwah. Let's go to the next pillar of Iman. So these are the pillars of believing the Prophet of Allah Azza wa Jal. And also fourth pillar is that everything the Prophet, so we follow them, everything the Prophet has said and Anbiya has said, they are sidq. They are truthful. Their akhbar are truthful. Their news are truthful. Because they speak from wahi. So when the Prophet, they came to the people, whatever they conveyed the message, they has to believe them. Because they are truthful in the news, whatever they're conveying from Allah Azza wa Jal. We have to believe them. طيب. The next one is al-imanu bil yawm al-akhir. Al-imanu bil yawm al-akhir. طيب. Now, Yawm al-Akhir, the last day. And that comes in the hadith. The word Yawm al-Akhir comes also, All al-akhiratu khayrun laka min al-ula. The last day is better than the world, life of the world. Allah Azza wa Jal has named this Yawm al-Akhir with different names. Yawm al-Hisab, day of reckoning. Yawm al-Hisab, Yawm al-Qiyamah, day of standing. Yawm al-Huzn, day of sorrow. These are some of the names that Allah Azza wa Jal has named that day. So why is it called Yawm al-Akhir? Because it's the last day. There's no day after that. طيب. So Iman, believing the last day is the pillar of al-Iman. And obviously, our life, 3 stages or 4 stages, I would say. Dunya, if you add life in a mother's belly, you can add, if you add this, it's going to be 4. But other than that, dunya is one of the stages of our life. Okay? And this life is life of worship, life of a'mal, life of actions. Okay? So Allah sent us in this life to worship Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay? That's the first stages of our life. The second stage of our life is barzakhiyya, which is the grave. Okay? And in the hadith of Prophet said that the grave is a place of Jannah or is a place of Jahannam. Okay? So barzakh is ha'il between 2 things. So barzakh is separation between dunya and akhirah. So it's a waiting period. But this waiting period can be for some people a blessing. It could be, for some people it could be a punishment. Okay? And so grave is the second station for the human being. The last stages of human life is when they are raised. Okay, when they raise Yawm al-Qiyamah. And that's when they're going to be judged between people of Jannah, people of Nar. طيب. So Yawm al-Akhir is one last part of our life. طيب. Now, in believing the last day has pillars. So we have to believe, when we talk about Akhirah, we have to believe Ba'ath. First, let's do a Ba'ath, resurrections. And one of the part of Aqidah is to believe the Ba'athun, resurrection. زعم الذين كفروا أن لا يبعثوا. زعم الذين كفروا أن لا يبعث. Surely they have disbelieved that who said they don't be resurrected. منها خلقناكم وفيها نعيدكم ومنها نخرجكم تارة أخرى. From it we created you and we will take you back to the grave and we will raise you from it. طيب. So al-Ba'ath is day of resurrections. This part of Iman bil Yawm al-Akhirah will be resurrected. Okay? Also you have to believe the Yawm al-Hisab, the Hisab, judgment. And everybody will be judged. Now, the most authentic opinion is that Kuffar will never be judged. Because they never believed, they'll be told to go to the hellfire. Okay? They'll follow whatever they worship to the hellfire. The people who will be judged, the Muslim and the Munafiqun. Okay? So the Muslim will be judged, and among the Muslims, we're not talking about Munafiqun, among the Muslims are not all same. Okay? In the Quran, I said, فَمِنْهُمْ ظَالِمُ النَّفْسِ وَمِنْهُمْ مُقْتَسِدٌ وَمِنْهُمْ سَابِقُونَ بِالْخَيْرَاتِ. This ayah, the ulama said, this ayah talking about the believers. Among the Muslims are oppressor to themselves, they're sinners, fusaq, fasiqun. Among the people are muqtasidun, they are righteous, and the sabiqun are the highest of them. So the zalimun, they'll have hard hisab. Muqtasidun, the righteous, they'll have easy reckoning. As for the sabiqun, they will have no hisab. So with the Muslims, there are 3 levels. So they are Muslim, will be going to the hellfire. Allah will burn them. Yadu billah. So the hisab that will take place are 2 types. First of all, in the hadith, Prophet said that man nuqisha bil hisab udhiba, that whoever is reprimanded, the reckoning will be punished. And that could be fusaq, the sinners, zalimun. And the Aisha said, Ya Rasulullah, Allah said in the Quran, فَسَوْفَ يُحَاسَبُ حِسَابًا يَسِيرًا. فَسَوْفَ يُحَاسَبُ, he'll be judged, the reckoning will be easy. The Prophet explained to her, to Aisha radiallahu anha, Ya Aisha, hisab are 2 types. This is hisab ul-ard, meaning the believers will be shown their good deed and they'll be shown bad deed. So Allah will bring a believer who committed sins, he repented from it. Allah will not expose, Allah will bring it forward to him, not in front of anyone. Okay, it's between him and Allah. And Allah will show him his bad deed, and Allah will say, he'll be said to him that you never exposed your sin, you kept it hidden. Okay, Allah will display it, and Allah will forgive him, Allah will put him into Jannah. And obviously, exposing your sins haram. طيب, the next one is hisab munaqasha. Hisab al-ard, hisab al-munaqasha. Munaqasha for kuffar, but can be a fasik as well. Sinner, they'll be reprimanded. Okay? And the Prophet says, if they're reprimanded, they'll be punished. Why did you do this? Why did you leave that? You're in trouble. The person going to be in big trouble. Okay? So, one Prophet said, whoever is reprimanded in his reckoning will be punished. But فَسَوْفَ يُحَاسَبُ is for the other people, the righteous. For them it's going to be easy reckoning. So, not everyone hisab going to be similar. Okay? So we have to believe in Ba'ath, we have to believe in the hisab, the reckoning. There will people be taking book from their right, the people of right hand, people of Jannah, and people will be taking from the left, some will be taking from the behind. Tayyib. So we believe in the hisab, we believe in the mizan, the balance. We have to believe everything that is going to happen in the Yawm al-Qiyamah. The mizan, Allah talks about mizan. فَمَنْ ثَقُلَتْ مَوَازِينُهُ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ وَمَنْ خَفَّتْ مَوَازِينُهُ. Okay? Whoever mizan is heavy, they will be successful, and the one who is not will be losers. طيب? So mizan, mawazin is for mizan. So mizan is, Prophet described in the ayah, that is, it has 2 hands. We don't know how it looks like. Okay, like 2 hands, and the good deed and bad deed will be placed there. So we believe in the mizan, the balance. Okay. Then we believe the sirat. The sirat, the Allah Azza wa Jal, which is placed on top of the Jahannam. And the hadith describes the sirat. Thin as the hair, sharp as the sword. And the people, a Prophet described that the people will be crossing that bridge. Some will be blink of an eye. Some will be crossing faster than a horse, running man. Some will be walking. And Prophet will be standing there, and his ummah will be crossing and will be making dua to Allah to protect them. And the Prophet can't do anything. It's your a'mal will save you. And some people will be crawling. Some people will be fall into Jahannam. And there are spikes that will pull you in. So some will be crossing with injuries. Subhanallah. So when the bridge is, when the people are crossing the bridge, the believer, the Muslims and the munafiqun. The munafiqun will be with the Muslims because they showed Islam in dunya, okay, and in akhirah they will be with the Muslims, but nifaq, munafiqun, they're the kuffar, they're not believers. They showed Islam outwardly, but internally they don't believe in Islam. So they're munafiqun, kuffar. They will be crossing with the believers, and Allah will give them nur. Why? Because they deceive the people in dunya, Allah will deceive them in akhirah. What goes comes back. Okay? And then the nur will be taken away from them. They will say, give us your nur. Go back and seek, go and look for the light. I'm not going to give you my light. So and then Allah will make fasil. Ayah talks about it. Allah will separate the believers and the munafiqun. All the munafiqun will fall into the hellfire. And believers who fall into the hellfire, eventually Prophet will intercede for them. And the Prophet, they will come out from Jahannam. But the munafiqun, these munafiqun will never come out from the hellfire. Because they never believe in akhirah. So we believe in the sirat. Okay? We believe in the Kawthar. Okay, the pond that Allah, once upon a time, Prophet was sitting with the companions, Hadith of Anas, and he laughed. And they said, why are you laughing, Ya Messenger of Allah? Then he said, Allah promised me that he's going to give me a Kawthar, a pond in Jannah. I've been promised. Inna a'tainaka al-Kawthar. Indeed, we have given you al-Kawthar. The word Kawthar here one says mean the pond, or some said khairun kathir, lot of khair, lot of good. But pond is from the lot of good as well. So that's the pond when the believers were standing in mahshar, Yawm al-Qiyamah, standing in the gathering, Yawm al-Qiyamah, they'll go to, the Prophet said, they will come to that pond to drink from it. My ummah will come to drink from it. Okay, and as it described the stars, the cups as much as the stars in the heaven. What else? The cups are the white as the milk, sweet as the honey. Okay, and when you drink from it, you never get thirsty. So that's the water that they're going to drink from this Kawthar, which Allah gave it to Prophet. Obviously, in Jannah, every believer will have a pond, 5 types of pond, 4 or 5: water, milk, honey, and alcohol. 4 types of pond every believer is going to have. So when you talk about akhirah, we have to believe all of this, because they come in Quran and the Sunnah. Now there are many ayat and hadith about Yawm al-Qiyamah. Allah said, وَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ خَيْرًا يَرَهُ وَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ شَرًّا يَرَهُ. Whoever the atom of good shall see it, whoever the atom of bad shall see it as well. So the mizan, everyone will see the good deed and bad deed. This is briefly, inshallah, we covered Iman bil Akhirah. We're going to go to the last part of the pillar of Iman, is the Al-Iman bil Qadri Khayri wa Sharri. Now, when it comes to Qadr, we have to believe the decree of Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay, decree. Because everything that happened in the heaven and the earth happened by the Qadr of Allah. The Hadith Abdul bin Amr bin As radiyallahu anhu, كتب الله مقادير خلائق قبل أن يخلق السماوات والأرض 50,000 سنة. Okay, that Allah Azza wa Jal has written the decree of the people before He created heaven and the earth 50,000 years before. So 50,000 years before Allah created heaven and the earth, Allah wrote the decree of the creation. Okay. Now, in the Quran, Allah said, "Inna kulla shay'in khalaqnahu biqadr." Indeed, we have created everything with qadr. Now, it's an important pillar of Iman. Okay, it's a very important pillar of Iman to believe in the qadr of Allah and to know this qadr that takes place happen under these 4 pillars. First of all, when we say believe in the qadr, qadr has 4 pillars. 4 pillars. The first pillar is al-ilmullah, knowledge of Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay, and what does it mean? That everything that happens in the heaven and earth, Allah has prior knowledge to that. So he created, he wrote that, Allah said to the pen, write, and pen wrote it 50,000 years before the creation. Allah knew, Allah had knowledge of all that before, when we were born, before He created us. Allah knew this is going to happen. We'll be sitting here today and studying this book, and how you be sitting, how you be writing, where you be facing, how many of us are going to be sitting here. Allah had knowledge of that. He had knowledge of unseen. So that's the most important part of Iman bil Qadr, is that Allah has knowledge of the decree. The second pillar of Al-Qadr is Al-Kitaba. Okay, the writing. So everything that is going to happen in heaven and that is written by Allah Azza wa Jal, but He told the pen to write it. Allah gave the knowledge to the pen, and pen wrote it. Inna dhalika fi kitab. Indeed, all these are in book, means they're written in the book. So everything that is happening in the heaven and the earth is written by Allah. It's written. Again, this is the important pillar of Al-Qadr. So Allah has knowledge, and it is written in the Lawh al-Mahfuz. Written. Thirdly, Al-Mashi'a. So the Qadr is written, and thirdly, will of Allah. So for it to take place, Allah has to will it. If Allah doesn't will that, it will never happen. Allah said, وَمَا تَشَاءُونَ إِلَّا أَن يَشَاءَ اللَّهُ رَبُّ الْعَالَمِينَ. You do not wish except what Allah wish, Lord of the world. So once Allah will that, it will take place. Meaning, it will happen, it will penetrate, it will take place. The fourth category of bil qadr, Iman bil Qadr, is al-khalq. So when Allah Azza wa Jalla create that when it takes place. So, for example, this gathering, Allah had knowledge of this. It's written. Allah willed it. Once Allah created it, we came together, okay, to study. Wallahu khalaqakum wa ma ta'malun. At the ayah, Allah created you and everything that you do. Allahu khaliqu kulli shay, and Allah has created everything. So this action we are doing, Allah created that. Okay, without Allah's creation, that will never come together. فهذه مراتب الإيمان بالقدر: العلم والكتابة ومشيئة والخلق، ولا يكون الإيمان بالقدر إلا بالإيمان بها. So these four pillars we have mentioned now, your iman will not be fortified, won't be complete without these things. These are pillars. These are four pillars of iman bil qadri khayri wa sharri. طيب. Now iman bil qadri khayri wa sharri, al-qadr are two types, am and khas. Am is Allah written the decree of generally for everyone. Khas is when you're in the mother's belly. You know the malaika comes, is written his كتب رزقه وعمله شقي وسعيد. He's written in his provision, his action, everything, good or bad or happy, everything for that person specifically is written when he is in the mother's belly. But we have qadr aam, general one. طيب. So these are maratibul iman bil qadr. Now here, under this topic today, al-qadr, we need to mention that the people are deviated from that. Okay? So we believe these four pillars of al-qadr. There's a group called al-qadariyya. Al-qadariyya, they call qadariyya because they deny the qadr of Allah. And the qadariyya are two types. Qadariyya al-ghulat, they are not Muslim, And al-Qadariyya غير غُلَاة. Qadariyya غُلَاة are those, it's mentioned Sahih Muslim, the ulama says, these are extreme Qadariyya. They deny the ilm of Allah and the kitab of Allah, the written of Allah. They deny it. That's major kufr. Meaning they say that Allah Azza wa Jal never had the knowledge until it happens. That's major kufr. And Yahya bin Yahya, one of the tabi'i, he faced some of these people. So he went to Medina. And he said, I'm going to go Medina, Nabawi, Prophet Mosque, and I'm going to speak to one of the companions. And Allah Azza wa Jal, by the will of Allah, they met Abdul bin Umar. Okay? And so he told Abdul bin Umar radiallahu anhu that we have people that don't believe in Qadr, the eternity knowledge of Allah. They don't believe it. Okay? So Abdul bin Umar radiallahu anhu, it's quite a long hadith, Sahih Muslim, and he talks about, he brings the hadith of Umar, his dad. He brought the hadith of Qadr. You know, the Jibril came and asked Iman, Islam, Iman and Ihsan. He narrated the hadith. طيب. And then toward the end he says, tell them if you meet them that I am free from them. Now he makes takfir now. He says, Allah Azza wa Jal will not accept their Iman, actions. Allah will not accept any good deed from them until they believe in the Qadr. So that's a takfir indirectly. If I say to a Muslim, as long as the Muslim, Allah will accept it, isn't it? Allah said, Man amila salihan min zakarin aw untha wa huwa mu'min falanuhina hayan tayyiba. If anyone does good deed, male or a female, wa huwa mu'min, while he's a believer, Allah will accept it. But he is denying it. Ibn Umar saying, I'm free from them, and their action will not be accepted. Okay, until they believe in Qadr. So he made takfir on them. The ulama said this is takfir. So who are these people? The ulama have mentioned that this Qadariyya, the extreme Qadariyya, they appeared from Basra. And we don't have it nowadays, but they came toward the end of the Sahaba, the young Sahaba, they met them. Okay? Ibn Umar, Anas, Jabir, Ibn Mas'ud, these are young ones, Ibn Abbas, they met them. So these are the one like Susan bin Yunus, Ghilan bin Muslim, Ma'bad al-Jahni. They are the Qadri extreme ones. They're the one who propagated this belief in their time. I don't know if they made Tawbah, but Father, they were Muslim. So these Qadariyya Ghulat are extreme Qadariyya. Okay? The second of Qadariyya, non-extreme one, is that they say, no, we believe in Allah's knowledge, we believe in the Mashiach of Allah, the Kitab of Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay? But they say, that when you do action, you created your actions. It's not Allah created it. We say no. Wallahu khalaqakum wa ma ta'malun. Allah khaliq kulli shay. So Allah created you everything that you do. How can you make sajda, ruku, walk, okay, eat, if Allah didn't create the action for you? Okay, so that's it's no worse as the first one. That doesn't take them out of all of Islam. They believe in knowledge of Allah, eternity knowledge, and they believe it's written, they believe Allah has knowledge of everything before it happens. They believe all that. But they believe that you create your own action. But no, Allah created your own action in the Quran. So they are Ahlul Bid'ah. Okay? The major sin is, these are two types of Qadariyya. So this Qadariyya was one extreme. Okay? We have another extreme. So we don't follow this Qadariyya, any of them, billah, nor do we follow the next type of people who believe in the Qadr. They're one extreme. Okay? They're called Jabariyya. And they're two extreme, and Ahl Sunnah is in the middle. So Jabariyya say, no, we believe in Qadr. Therefore make takfir if you don't believe it. That we believe in Qadr. But you're majboor, you're forced. Because Allah gave the Qadr to you, you're forced. So they are Jabariyya. But there are many ayah to say, you're not forced. Okay, Allah said, لِمَنْ شَاءَ مِنْكُمْ أَن يَسْتَقِيمُ وَمَا تَشَاءُونَ إِلَّا أَن يَشَاءَ اللَّهُ رَبُّ الْعَالَمِينَ. Whoever wants to be upright, let him be upright. Okay, let him be upright. وَمَا تَشَاءُونَ إِلَّا أَن يَشَاءَ اللَّهُ. You don't wish except what Allah will. So, فَمَنْ شَاءَ مِنْكُمْ أَن يَسْتَقِيمُ. So this is Rad Jabariya. فَمَنْ شَاءَ. Whoever wishes to be upright, let him be upright. And you do not wish except what Allah wishes. So this is Rad al-Qadariya, because they say you create your own action. No, Allah say no, you don't do whatever you wish. What I decide for you, you do. So this ayah is one of the ayah Juz'am, Takwir, I think, is there. That's the ayah, the few Jabariya and the Qadariya. Tayyib. What does Ahl Sunnah says? What is the middle path in that? Allah says, إِنَّا هَدَيْنَاهُمُ السَّبِيلَ إِمَّا شَاكِرًا وَإِمَّا كَفُورًا. We have guided them to Islam. You accept it or reject it. Did Allah give you choice in that? He could have given you choice. Accept or don't accept. Tayyib. So we have wish. We have our own power. Whatever we decide is by the will of Allah Azza wa Jal. Tayyib. Qadr. Al-Qadr al-Kawniyya Shar'iyya. We have two types of Qadr. Al-Kawniyya and Shar'iyya. Al-Kawniyya, universal Qadr. And that is, no one is free from that. It's going to take place. Okay? Al-Kawniyya, everything that is happening in the heaven and the earth, okay, is by the Qadr of Allah. And that could mean good or bad. All the fawahish that's going on, shirk and murder, the corruption, disobedience, it's Qadr of Allah, because people have chosen to do that. Inna hadainahu sabila, I've given you haqq, except to reject it. So when people disobey Allah, that's their own accord. Qadr al-Kawniyya, Iblis. Iblis disobeyed Allah. Kawniyya, universal. Yeah. Did Allah force him? No. He chose to disobey Allah Azza wa Jalla. Tayyib. And within that, Qadr al-Kawniyya could be good or bad. Okay? So, the Iman of Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Sahabas is part of Kawniyya as well. They've chosen to worship Allah. Qadr al-Shar'iyya, nothing but everything Allah loves. Everything Allah loves. That relates to the Iman, action, But that it's not for every. Qadr al-Shar'iyya, not everyone going to fulfill that. They're not. People are disbelieving in Allah, disbelieving in Islam and the Prophet. So, Qadr al-Shar'iyya is everything related to worship of Allah, submitting Allah, obeying Allah. Okay? Tayyib, Iman of the Sahabas, Iman of believers. The Iman, that's Qadr al-Shar'iyya. Allah's decree relates to Qadr al-Shar'iyya. So what is the middle path of between the Jabari and the Qadariya? Ahl Sunnah says, okay, we believe in the Qadr, not believe in the word that Qadariya believe. We believe in the Qadr of Allah Azza wa Jal. Everything happened by the will of Allah Azza wa Jal. We believe in the pillars. And we say, you're not forced. We're not forced to do things. You're given choice in the matter, whether you obey Allah or not, or disobey Allah. Okay? So when we obey, we decide to obey Allah by the will of Allah. And if we disobey Allah, then it's our own choice. We want to disobey Allah Azza wa Jal. But again, Allah created that. So, Iman Qadri Khayri wa Sharri, Iman in decree good and bad. We believe good and bad happen by the will of Allah. But good is from Allah, and Hadith says, evil we do not attribute to Allah Azza wa Jal. Evil is what our own hand has earned. Okay, but humans have chosen to do the wrong. When Iblis disobeyed Allah, Allah knew it's going to happen. It's written, He willed it, and it's created. The four pillars is there. But eventually who chose to disobey Allah? He chose to disobey Allah. Fir'aun, Haman, okay, Abu Lahab, Abu Talib, they all decided to disobey Allah and live in kufr. But Allah knew it's going to happen. So eventually we make the choice. So we say, know what Jabariya say. We're not forced. We have a choice in the matter. Okay, we have choice in the matter. طيب. احرص على ما ينفعك. Prophet said, hasten to do good what benefits you. If you are forced, what would Prophet say? Rush to do good deed. You know what I'm saying? So, ya ikhwa, we covered the 6 pillars of Iman. Inshallah. Next we will talk about Aqsam al-Tawheed and Aqsam al-Shirk. The category of Tawheed and the category of Shirk, inshallah. So I'm going to stop it here, this one. Any Q&A we'll do that later. رياض الصالحين. طيب.